Hi, and thanks for joining us here at Visual Art Photography. I'm Ray Scott, your always friendly neighborhood photographer. Now today I've got something really exciting for you. We've got a project that's going to take us out into the neighborhood to photograph the fronts or the facades of homes, but not just any homes. Now in most towns and cities there are places where people have really done up their homes in a special way. They painted them brilliant colors, that kind of thing. Well, that's what we're going to be searching for today. But there are a few things to keep in mind before we get started. A couple of things to remember before we head out. One, you're going to be traveling light because the best way to do this kind of thing is to walk around. And you may be walking around for a while. Now, a bicycle works well too if you travel slowly, but a car makes it really, really difficult. So the idea is that you just really want to walk around. So travel light. So maybe use a lens that's a 24 to 105 like I use, something like that, something that's you could consider a walk around lens. The other thing, you're going to be shooting at apertures maybe 5.6, f5.6, maybe f8, maybe f11. That's a good thing. You don't really need a lot of depth of field because you're just basically shooting the fronts of buildings. That's going to work in your favor. Also, as I mentioned before, we're going to be looking at color. We're going to be looking for brilliant colors, maybe even some texture or some symmetry, some kind of a design thing. As always, your questions and comments can be addressed down below.
So as we can see, there are tons of things to look for. In this particular one, the color's really nice, but it's the symmetry that really attracted me to this. The color, yes, the blue and the brilliant reddish brown, that works tremendously together. But it's actually the design element that is so engaging in this particular image, at least in my opinion. And that means the two stairways going down in symmetry, the doors, the two doors down below, symmetry, the four doors up above, symmetry, the windows, everything is together, even the electrical lines coming in from the top corners. It's just put together so beautifully, and that's what attracted my eye. But let's get to something that's a little bit more brilliant in color. Here we go. Now, this could probably use a little bit of a paint job, and there is some graffiti on it as well. But look at the blue and the red and the orange all working together. It really catches your eye when you're walking by. And that's the kind of thing you're looking for in this particular project in Neighborhood Photographer. Over here, basically white and brilliant pink. It catches your eye. That's for darn sure. Now, I turn the corner, and this is why you need to be walking around, because you might miss this if you're driving in a car. But I turned the corner, and all of a sudden I saw this, and I was like, wow. I mean, you've got yellow, you've got reddish orange, you've got blue, but it's the fence. Look at the fence. It's wild. So you don't want to miss that. And you know something? You can come in, you can crop in closer, or you can focus in closer and get rid of the stuff on either side. But that's just goes to show you, you had very average stuff on either side of this thing, and all of a sudden this sat in the middle of that. Now all these shots, by the way, so far have been taken either at f8, aperture of f8, or f11. I used aperture priority. That's my preference. You just set the aperture and the shutter speed falls in. But this is where the lens comes in, that you want to have something that is a little bit wide angle to medium telephoto, because these streets are really narrow and you can't get back that far. So you want to have something that you have, at 24 millimeter, something like that. And all my shots, by the way, were taken between 24 millimeter and 90 millimeter. Okay, I cheated a bit on this one. This is actually the side of a restaurant down below, but there are people who live up above, and this is a mural, and we're not shooting murals today. That's not really what the project was, but it could be for another day. But I thought it was kind of pretty. And same with this one too, something business down below, but people living up above, and a very interesting mural as well. Don't be afraid to combine plant life with the building too. This can really add texture to your shot. Now, of course, the bricks are texture, but the plant is texture. And look at a piece of that plant going up the window, and of course, the brilliant color as well. Again, design and texture. Look at the structure of this very old building. And of course, one of the things that attracted me to this as well was the brilliant blue. Another roof line, another old building, incredible red, and beautiful design. Now, this is where I stepped out of using an aperture of f8 or f11. I actually use f16 on this because I wanted it to be tack sharp from corner to corner, and it is. And unfortunately, the sun came out at this particular point. I don't really care for photographing in the sun that much because it washes out the colors a little bit. But you get the idea. And of course, you've got the color, but you've got the design, you've got the repetition, you've got the symmetry. You have to look for things like that as well. It's lots of fun. Same thing here. Now, once you've taken all these pictures, maybe you want to do a framing thing on them or something special later on in post-production, or maybe you just want to take 4 of your favorite shots and put them together and make a collage, something like that. And that can work too. But it's lots of fun getting out there in your neighborhood and looking for very special, very brilliantly painted homes.
I hope that gave you some brand new ideas. Photographing the fronts of interesting looking homes. Until next time, I'm Ray Scott reminding you it's not what you see, it's how you see it. And I'll see you soon.